Hi there, everyone. Welcome to Fiber Dragon, episode number 3 of my live Stitch with Me's. I'm Aikika. My name is Jessica, but I go by Aikika. It's been my nickname since I was fairly young. And yeah, welcome to the live stream. Sorry, I'm really distracted. We had a delivery today and it's happening as we speak. So, and I had to go live a little early today because we're going out for something this afternoon and I needed to be done early. So I'm already making things crazy. It's episode number 3. So let's talk about the stitching today. I am working on my same piece as usual. This is Curiosity. The artwork is by Amy Brown. And it is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. And let's see, I am working on 28 count even weave. And this is hand dyed and the color is Antique Rose. I believe, see, I used to think it was Barefoot Needle Arts that hand dyed it, but I think it was actually somebody else and they just sold it. And I've lost the tag. So I'll have to go back through my notes. But anyway, as you can see, I'm working up here. I did get my stitches in for yesterday, so that's really exciting. And today, so far, I have put in, let's see, I have put in 26 stitches today. I'm working up in here. So far, we have 57,498 stitches done of 177,188. And yeah, my goal every day is to get 250 stitches average in. Some days they're better than others. Let me see if I can figure out. Yeah, yesterday I put in 272 stitches. So I made it, which is great news. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with my stitching. Where I'm going to end up working today, I think I'm going to fill in some more of the dragon because that's easy to see some progress. But also, I really want to work, this is part of her wing, and it kind of loops up and connects with another part of her wing and then comes down here by the dragon. And what I want to do is work up in this direction and back down, so that way I can make sure, even if my count is off somehow, because the fairy is completely separate from everything else, it will be okay if she's off, but I want to make sure that everything is connected to the fairy. So I will be going this way, just in case. I don't think she's off. I've double counted a couple times, but you know how that is. So just in case. So I'm going to roll this up and get started. I don't even have my needle threaded at the moment because there was so much last minute stuff going on, but that's okay. We'll get there. This morning, it's rotten allergy season. I tell you what, I woke up with a pretty phenomenal headache. So I've been for my walk. I've had some water. I'm working on drinking some caffeine. It is toning down a little bit, but you know, migraines, am I right? I'm going to have a sip of my coffee, so. Okay, let's get actually stitching on this live Stitch with Me, shall we? So I was going to fill in this little space right here. There is a single ninja stitch in there. Oops, and then I can do, my dog is whining because she wants to be let out. Hold on 1 moment. And that's the beauty of recording, is then you can cut all that stuff out instead of it all being live and bumping the table and all that. That's okay. All right, let's get this ninja stitch done. There's one stitch on the whole page. 3820. Ooh, it's this golden yellow though. That's a really pretty color. Bright and vibrant. Goldenrod. One stitch. See this short little piece? This one isn't even that short, but short little pieces are great for these ninja stitches. So I try to save them, but there is a point if I don't have a ninja stitch for a little while, I end up getting rid of it. Of course, there will always be a ninja stitch somewhere that you could use it, but I don't like a lot of little threads hanging around for too long either. All right, let's get that first stitch in, shall we? So skip 3 and that's 4. Put in my tail. 1, 2, 3, and that's 4. So we had some new patio furniture today. That was what was being delivered as I was supposed to start streaming. But it's really fun colors, so I'm excited about that. Gives it a nice beach vibe in my opinion. Oh, I have to remember to not stitch close to me. That's okay. That was just the single ninja stitch, right? Right. So, good morning here where I am and in the US. I hope you've had a lovely day so far, or if it's just getting started, that you will have a lovely day. Now that my headache is subsiding, I am actually becoming in a better mood, although I'm still so sleepy. But I think that's because of allergies. So I think I can't fight it. My next color is going to be 3852. Oh, yesterday, this is kind of that mustardy color I was talking about the other day. I was going to tell you something, and then I completely spaced it out. That's okay. Obviously, it wasn't that important. Get this started. Got a nice chunk in here, so that'll help with my stitch count as well. Because once I'm up in here, it's a lot of singles and a lot of, it just slows everything down, which I had a feeling the fairy was going to do that. She's just fairly small with a lot of colors. So, a lot of confetti stitching. Surprised my doggo's not barking more. She must be sleepy too. There she goes. She went and laid down on her bed. All right. I did get a tiny bit of knitting done last night, which is good because that birthday deadline is looming, especially if I wanted to mail it to her in time for her birthday. I'm really starting to think I'm not going to get this done in time. But that's okay too. I still have a chance to get it done for Christmas, which would still be good. But I have that beside me, so if I need to take a break or anything, I might pull that out and show it to you. There's not much difference in where it was last time. So I kind of decided to call the channel Fiber Dragon because I think when I started out, I called it Knitting Dragon because I was knitting But then I felt weird because I was mostly talking about knitting, but I felt weird because I was crocheting too, fairly regularly. I still have my little crochet dragon right here on the desk beside me. And it's just every time I was pulling out crochet, because I was doing a crochet blanket and things like that, it just felt weird being like, on Knitting Dragon today I'll be talking about crochet. So I decided to start calling it Fiber Dragon because using the fiber arts, and it turns out a Fiber Dragon also works for cross stitch, even though they're not animal-based fibers. I think it still counts. And I've been very focused on the cross stitch right now is the one that I've been wanting to do the most. And it is a hobby, and I might as well be doing what I'm enjoying at the time. Even though I know with a lot of the streaming things, they highly encourage you to find a little niche and stick with that, because then, people that are looking for whatever that is, it's easier to find, and I get that. I understand that. But as a crafter, while there are folks that enjoy just the one, I feel like most crafters I know, they may do one more often, but they really enjoy multiple crafts, and it fulfills different things for people. Or you get burnt out or tired of one and need a break, and then you go to a different one for a little while. So it just makes more sense to me to continue to do what I love and not force myself on something that's hurting or burning me out, or it's just not worth it. That being said, though, the people that I watch tend to be very focused. There's a couple people, I guess, that kind of do multiple things. There's one, I'm not actually sure if she's posted for a while. I'm going to have to look in my subscriptions, called The Knitting Nurse. She's the one that kind of inspired me. I was watching her for the knitting, and she's the one that kind of inspired me to start doing cross stitch again, because the pieces she was doing, I ended up loving some of them. So I didn't do any. No, that's not true. She was doing Deadly Aquarium by Lola Crow, and oh my goodness, I fell in love with that piece. And so I haven't stitched it yet, but I do own it. It is a paper pattern though, so I've got to figure out if I can get that, if I'm clever enough to get this in my digital format, so that because it's just easier for me to do it on the digital format. I know not everybody feels that way, but I sure do. I think if I had been better about doing the highlighting method, I probably would have preferred paper. But I wasn't very good about it, and I would just put an X through any stitches that I had done, and sometimes it just got very confusing, especially if there's an X as a symbol. Yikes. I don't know about where you are, but for the area that I'm in, it was quite chilly today. Got down into the 40s. Holy moly. Now, in the area where I am from, originally, that's actually not that chilly. It's cool, it's brisk, but it's, you know, especially in the springtime, that feels quite warm actually. We joke sometimes that the mountain kids would be wearing shorts in the weather where we're all bundled up and wearing heavy coats and mittens and things. It's funny how that's so different and how you adjust to the climate that you're in, whether you're from there or not. Now we're going to start heading back. I do like these block stitching. It's very satisfying. I should turn up my lo-fi a little bit now. I still don't know if you guys can hear that, but that's okay. Maybe it's just some peaceful silence for you, I don't know. There's a cross-stitch YouTuber that is called Stitching Masterpieces, and she does no talking, and she has a camera very zoomed in on her stitches, and she is stitching enormous full coverage pieces, and you can hear, just like she does you can still hear things. So you hear the thread being pulled through the fabric, you can hear the scissors clipping, things like that. I think she labels it as an ASMR. And I love seeing her progress. There's just something, and then you end up kind of getting attached to some of her pieces and can't wait till she stitches on it again. She's getting very close to a finish on, I don't remember the title of it, but it's some guy studying in a library. And it's like the is it the Victorian era? Is that when Marie Antoinette, is that the era she was in? Anyway, it's that style of clothing that he's in, is the Marie Antoinette era. Oh no, look at, why do I have a knot, like a full-blown knot? Do I try to get it out? Do I cut it? The end knotted. That's bizarre. I can't. I might have to cut this. That would be unfortunate. It's kind of funny. Oh, I got it. In real life, I don't mind knots all that much. My brain always kind of thinks of them as like little puzzles to undo. But every once in a while, I'll get one that, nope, just has to be cut or dealt with or thrown away. Like, I've never minded untangling Christmas lights. Weird but true. But I still try to pack them away so they don't intentionally tangle. I'm not that crazy about it. And when strings and things get tangled, I've never minded untangling them. It's just another puzzle. Because you know it all started as just one straight piece. So how did it get that way? And there are times sometimes when you're untangling it like from the end, it can make it worse somehow. But it does all get there eventually. But it does feel strange on a live stream to sit there and spend the time untangling a knot. Riveting viewing. But it is part of the reality of this craft. Does knots happen? Naughty knots. Oh. So not only did I start a little early today, I'm also going to end a little early today. That's actually why I started early. You know, I wasn't really paying attention, and hopefully this goes all the way across. Okay, phew. I just got in a rhythm and was just going. Working on these dragon plates. Get up. And then I think once I finish this block of stitching, I will go ahead and move over to the fairy in the wing, even though that's a lot more tedious work, but it all has to be done. I have learned, like, some people prefer the constant color changes. They would prefer this section over here. They find the block stitching too monotonous, too boring, which is fascinating that, you know, how we all prefer things, because it just means that there's something for everyone. Or the folks that prefer samplers, or will only do legitimate full coverage. It's so funny. I consider this one a full coverage because first of all, it's a Heaven and Earth design, which does a lot of full coverage. I think they mostly do full coverage. And it's just huge chunks of stitching. But I joined a group called Full Coverage Fanatics, and according to them, this is not a full coverage piece, because there's a certain percentage of that they consider a full coverage, that it has to cover, you know, the stitches have to cover the fabric. And that's fair. I get it. Like, you know, full coverage is full coverage. I'm not stitching every single square. There's a huge break here, and in some other places between the leaves. So I'm not disputing it. I get it. But I was just like, oh, my little heart broke a little bit. My full coverage piece is no full coverage piece. How sad. I want to be part of the full coverage club too. But when someday I start Dragons of the Sabbat, that will be a true full coverage. Every single stitch, every single square is stitched. No debates, no questions. Part of me was also really wanting to stitch the hot chocolate dragon because it is so stinking cute. That is a lot of brown though. That is a lot of brown. A lot of brown stitches. And, you know, I can enjoy some brown, but it's definitely not my favorite color to sit and look at. Ooh, that's unfortunate. Oh well, it is what it is. So I'm going all the way across over here, but then my next stitch will be back over here. I kind of wish it had been reversed, that I was going the other direction, but I'm not. So, and I could just do, I think it's the Dutch method where you just do one leg all the way across and then do the other leg going back. But I'm just going to keep it simple today. My brain is already fried this morning. You know, someday I'm going to get on here and going to be, look, I am at 100%. I am doing great today. That will happen. It'll happen. I promise. I just don't think I can be having any allergies, which, the dead of winter, maybe? Maybe that's why I've always been okay with the winter season, is because I don't have any allergy fog. And for those of you that have left some likes on my videos, you're so sweet. I really appreciate it. That's just, thank you for taking that time out of your day, because I try to leave likes on videos that I watch, but sometimes I forget. And I know it helps the person, so I try to remember. And I genuinely like them, you know, like, hey, if I like something, put that up there. Put that out there in the world. How often do we stop and tell somebody that we appreciate something that they're doing? That reminds me. I should probably just, remind some people, I appreciate you. I did remember today to have the kids sign a thank you card. Because their great aunt and uncle had given them a gift and wanted to make sure that we sent them a thank you card. And I finally remembered to have them sign it this morning before school, so I can go drop that off at the mailbox. Hooray! Do you do cards anymore? Write them out and send them. Some of them are so expensive. Holy moly. It's so easy to just send an email or a text. Still nice though, every once in a while to get fun mail, isn't it? There's a big part of me that wants to just randomly send a thinking of you card to everybody slowly over time that, I'm in touch with, or just, I'm thinking about them, but I'm so bad about keeping up with that. I'll start it and I'll do it for a little while and then I'll stop. And then I feel bad because I didn't send it to so-and-so, or I forgot their birthday, So it's like, ugh, maybe I just shouldn't do it. Oh, but see, if it's not birthday ones and if it's just thinking of you or something like that, it doesn't feel as bad if you don't get around to it to other folks, But if you forget if you're doing birthdays, which I did try for a while to get everybody in my family's birthday, send them a birthday card. And then I'd miss somebody and I would just feel awful. So I can't do birthday cards. And it's not even I miss them because I forgot their birthday. It's just I'll get busy or, oh no, I didn't send it in time. Now do I send it late? I don't know. I don't know. All right, that's it for that block. I don't think that's enough to really keep even for a single stitch. So let's put that one away. All right, we are going to move over into this section, I believe. Try and get this connection going. So what I'm going to be doing is just kind of filling in stitches from her shin up, kind of whatever the closest stitches are and wherever it takes me. Now some of it will take me over to this side because her wing is going under her leg here. So I may have some of it pop over here as well. But my main focus is to get up and around at this point. All right, this one does not have any, but go on the other side. All right, where am I gonna start this one? I think I'll start it there. All right, 814. 814. Ooh, that is a pretty red. So pretty. I love that. Beautiful. B-E-A, beautiful. What is that from? Oh. I was trying to decide because I probably can't stream on Tuesdays. And I was trying to decide if I should even try to stream on the weekends with the kids. So I don't know. I guess I could stream on Tuesdays. It would just be at a completely different time. I just don't think it's really going to work out in all reality. So I think what I'll do is no stream on Tuesdays, and the weekends I'm going to have to think about. Because the kids are home and it is noisy. They have their quiet moments, but just like the bustle and doing things. And maybe I just stream like one day a week on the weekends and give it a try. Maybe do it earlier when nobody in the United States is awake. I usually get up pretty early. Today I did not. The alarm woke me up this morning, which almost never happens. So I'm going to skip 3. That's 4 and 1 over. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 over. There we go. This one's nice because it actually has a few stitches rather than just being 1 or 2. Now the question is, how do I want to do this? Is there? No, not. I think it just feels shorter because I shortened the tail. But that's okay. I just don't want to pull them too tight because that distorts the fabric. Don't want to do that. No. There was a couple in the early stages where, and I know better, I don't know what I was thinking, but I yanked that thread. I was like, I'm going to get, because it would like bubble up a little bit. And I was like, phew, I'm going to get that. down in there, and it just ended up making it a big mess. There we go. I do love this red color. 814. It's got that purple undertone, you know. Well, I don't even know if it's an undertone. It's almost like a highlight. The purple's the highlight, and it's got a red undertone. I've never been great at describing colors. Artists across the world are cringing. All right. Oh, no, don't do that. Oh, it glitches out every once in a while. It gets all weird and glitchy. Okay, now we go down here. I do wonder, looking at my screen, why it looks so hazy. Stitching in a fog again. It's got to be the lighting. I don't know how much I can do about that, though. Other than get more lights. See, it's weird. I know it all comes together in the picture. I don't know exactly what's happening here right now. And this is why I chose this color next, is because it's right here at the bottom of this section, right next to the fairy's shin. But I started up there to try and be able to make all the stitches connect in a clean way without having to drag my thread across, because right here there's another little gap that I don't want to be dragging threads across. And the only reason I don't want to drag them is because it's not actually a full coverage piece, and I don't want threads to peek out from behind there when it's framed or something like that, you know? I think I'm gonna go here. And then I will, no, I didn't miss one. We're good. I guess missing one would still be better than putting it in the wrong spot. And then we will go up here. Must be quite a bit on the other side because it says that I have 21 stitches left, but I'm coming into the end of the section that I'm in. But I'm not connected. See, normally when it's this disjointed, I would go ahead and keep doing the thread, but unless it's down here by the dragon. And part of me really wants to go up this way and make the connection. Because if I start stitching down here in this section and it's not in the right position and they don't meet up in the middle, then I will be sad because I will have to undo quite a bit of stitching from somewhere. And I think I would rather just let it be where it is, whatever the case may be. And heck, maybe it is in the right spot, and I could do that. All right, now I'm coming over. I'm going to cut my tail. Clearly don't need that anymore. All right. I wonder now, since I have enough of this established, if I should just start trying to make the connection so I can stitch wherever I want. Because I have to drag this thread across on this one. I have 15, well, 16, including this one I'm about to do, stitches left in this color, but they're all over here. Maybe I should just make the connection. And then we'll know if I did it right. So this is the last stitch in this color that I can currently do. And yeah, I thought that felt like a knot. That felt a little short. We're not going to have that stay that long. No, 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 no. Okay. This is why I like kind of the typewriter method, because then you're not, oh, sorry for the bump, choosing which stitch you're going to do. But I have to adapt a lot in this piece because that's just not an option for my own sanity. So I am going to start trying to make the connection, I think. Ooh, scary. But I'm going to do it. So let's pull. Hi from Scotland. Loving your project, such beautiful colors. Thank you, Leslie. I love Scotland. I've been there one time. I absolutely loved it. I remember we were there, I think, for 5 days, 6 days, not quite a week. And we went in, and I'm so influential to accents that I started weirdly picking up a weird, certain words started coming out sounding Scottish to my ear, which of course would not sound Scottish to a Scottish person at all. But I was picking up this weird accent. Not weird because it was Scottish, but weird because I am very much American, and just certain words would have like this lilt that was different, but it was fun. I loved Scotland. It's beautiful there. I got to ride a horse while I was there, fun fact. Have you ever been to South Carolina or America in general? Yeah, the colors on this piece are beautiful. 648 is my next color. Oh boy, this is a light color. I won't even be able to tell what stitches I've done. Oh no. 648 is it's definitely in the white family, but it's kind of has this very pale green tint to it. Dirty white, though that's not it either. I don't know. Again, artists of the world cringe as I try to describe the colors that I'm working with. All right, let's put this random rogue in. We will. This one is 1, 2, 3, skip 3. That's 4 and over 1. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. I would also be curious, Leslie, if you're working on a piece, if you like cross stitching, and what piece you're working on. Because I mostly work on the same piece, that's how I find a lot of joy is seeing other people's works or looking them up if I don't have the chance to see them. All right, then I'm going to anchor this back behind. There's that crazy back. There was a point in one of it where if the stitches weren't close enough, I would end it. And I felt like it was getting really bulky doing that. 1, 2, 3, and then it's 4. It's happening a lot right now. 1, 2, 2, 3. Oh no. 1, 2. I'm going to have to count above it. 4. There we go. Let's see. You're English, but your husband is Scottish. So you're okay. So you can understand my plight then. Your accent is changing too. I get it. You understand my plight with that then. You've never traveled out of the UK, so love to hear from people around the world. That's so cool. Travel by proxy. I like it. I think that's a great way to do it. Look at this. I can't even tell that I've stitched there. Ooh, it's a blurry mess. Look, I can't even tell. If I can't tell, I don't know why I would think the camera could tell. I'm going to put, don't let me forget, I'm putting one leg in here because I have to come back. Oh, I guess I don't have to come back this direction. There's none up above it. Never mind. Nothing to remind me of. When I did travel to Scotland, I remember where I was coming from is very dry and arid, and most days are sunny. So I was traveling really looking forward to seeing a ton of rain, and when I went there, it was sunny the whole time I was there. And talking to some of the locals, of course, they were ecstatic because they were like, we haven't seen the sun in a couple of weeks. It's so nice. It's finally here. And I was so sad that it wasn't raining more. Of course, it made it so that going and seeing the sights and things like that was... There goes the fire truck again. That's 2 days in a row. I wonder if they're just like doing a route through here. Made seeing the sights in Scotland just really great. You're working on a Thomas Kincaid Foxglove Cottage. It's mainly grays at the minute. I know the Thomas Kincaid works. I will have to look that specific one up. Those are beautiful. They are so much detail. They're absolutely stunning. We have one hanging on our wall, actually. My mother-in-law did a Thomas Kincaid cottage, and I have no idea which one. But there are blossoms on the tree, and every blossom is a French knot. And it blows my mind that she did that piece. She did tell me that she will never do one ever again. So I don't know if that's your first Thomas Kincaid or if that's your only Thomas Kincaid, but that was how she felt about that. Was she loves it, she will never do it again. But those are so pretty. Absolutely stunning. All right, continue with making this connection. We'll put away 7 for 8. Oh, I've got 3 stitches left. Oh, it's over in the other section. Can't get to them. Which part of Scotland did I visit? We are on the borders close to the Lake District, so I can see England over the water. Ooh, that's neat. So I can't really tell you for sure. I was a little bit of a surly young adult when I went. And I know we were traveling. So I know we drove through a pretty big portion of it. We went to see Loch Ness, and we also went and saw William Wallace's Tower. And those are the 2 main things that I remember seeing. And when I went horseback riding, it was just in the countryside. So I have no physical landmarks to place on where that was exactly. But I remember seeing all the heather, because the heather was blooming at the time, probably because the sun was out. So as unhelpful as that was, I couldn't tell you where it was. To be fair to myself, I'm bad at directions in real life about places that I'm very familiar with. It is all about the landmarks. So, we do our best. All right, 300. I'm on 300. Let's see, you've got 15 full coverage pieces on the go. That's amazing. So I went to Stirling and Loch Ness then. I 100% believe your assessment. You could have said anywhere and I will agree with you, but I'm guessing that you were telling me what it was. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So when I went, Braveheart, that movie it had not just come out. It had been out for a while. But I think that some of the tourist places were still capitalizing on the movie, which rightfully so. But and any popular thing that can get you to learn a little bit about history, I guess, is a good thing, right? Because honestly, I don't know how it is over there, but here in America, I had never even heard of William Wallace and anyone involved in that movie. And it did prompt me to learn something, I guess. So there is that. Do I remember it now? Not really. But I did look up a lot of that stuff and was very interested by it. I think that's kind of what the books and the show Outlander did for a lot of people too, was prompt people to look up the histories. Ugh, these stitches that I put in are so light I can't see if I'm in the right spot. Please be in the right spot. Okay. Anchor this down. 15 full coverages sounds glorious. I have patterns that I want to start, but I also know myself well enough to know that if I start too many, first of all, I will get overwhelmed, and second of all, I won't work on them like I should, because I will get into decision fatigue and things like that. This I don't have to think about. I work on this every day. And it's just a routine and a habit, and that works out well for me. But I envy so much the people that work on many pieces. Not all, but some of my favorite floss tubers have more pieces than you can shake a stick at. I love it because when they do their floss tube, there's something different every time. I've learned about so many different cross-stitch pieces and so many cross-stitch designers. And I want to stitch them all, but there's just no way. There's no way. And my brain for sure would go into overload. So I'm very envious of your 15 pieces. Are they all big? Are they all Hades, the 15 that you have? Because that's a good setup. You'll be stitching as much as you want. My coffee's gone cold. I don't know why I make hot coffee. I never drink it fast enough. I think that's part of being a mom. I remember the first time the first time I went out and had a burger after when I had two kiddos. They were both really small, and I went out by myself and had a burger, and I took a bite out of it right away because I was so excited, and it burnt me because I was so used to taking care of the kiddos and making sure they were all set before I ate that I apparently had forgotten that food is hot when it comes out. Whoops. I had to laugh because one of those moments. I would love to get back over to where you are, Leslie. Such a beautiful area. Although I've seen some pictures and stuff. London has changed so much. Holy cannoli. I don't even recognize it anymore. I think the last time I was there, the London Eye was there, but there's a big, tall, like, it looks like it's just a big, tall, gray, dark windowed building or something like that. I don't recognize it. And that was not there when I was there. Something is off, and I'm very nervous about it. Did I just not mark off some stitches? I am very nervous about this. 1, 2, I've got 3 empty spaces and I should only have 2. Oh, wait. Did I pretend mark off that stitch? I think I did. Okay. You know what? This is one of those cases where I am going to fudge it and put a stitch in. And it's another red color, so I won't even know the difference. Oh, okay, let's see. I sometimes wish I just stuck to one, but watching floss tubes just enables you too much, that's for sure. Isn't that for sure? I have definitely, that's why I ended up buying the Dragons of the Sabbat, was because of that. They are all large full coverage. I've just been enabled to start the Hey Traveling Yogi's Fault. It is Yogi's Fault. That one is so cute with the fox. I know exactly which one you're talking about. I even was very tempted to start that one with her because she started it. Indeed. I know exactly what you're going through. Now what is happening? Something is just off, and I don't like that. That makes me very nervous. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Am I just off? Oh, brother. I think that may end up being a new hashtag with her, is a bunch of the new starts are going to be Yogi's Fault. Because that spooky start was awfully cute too. 3, 4 from there, so that's right. I think I'm just having a strange moment. Okay, oh, I think I see. I see. Okay, I forgot I had put in the extra stitch, the fudge stitch. Okay, we're back on track. There we go. All is right, all is well. Fingers crossed that it stays that way. Oh no, it says there is one more stitch. Is it a row? Yep, it is a row stitch off in no man's land. Now technically, I could put it in. But like I said, I really don't want to put it in and have the rest of them be off. So I'm just going to keep going with what I'm doing. I won't tell anybody about the fudged stitch because I won't even, that's one for sure. I won't remember. The colors are close enough. I don't think I'd even notice. Well, this one's more orangey brown. And the other one was red, but you know, it's fine. Piece is not ruined. I promise. Ooh, this will be good though. This tiny little piece right here, that'll be good for that single stitch that I have coming up. One, okay. So where am I at? Going up into another page eventually. Symbol. We're gonna do only 3. I'm getting into minuscule stitches here, and none of them are conducive to connect. I guess. Okay, 38.62. They all have to be stitched. I am not good at these kind of stitches. I never want to do them. Just random. Okay, this one's just a brown, just a, trying to liken it to something. It's not graham brown, like graham cracker. More of a, yeah. My descriptors, you know, for how much I read and how much I like to play tabletop games, you would think I would be better describing things, but I'm not. I guess that's not one of the talents I was given. So you said you were in a section of a lot of grays. Isn't it funny how, and then you'll move out of that section and you'll be so relieved because you'll be working on something else. And if you're anything like me, there will come a point where you will long for those grays again. I guess that's one of the great things about cross stitch though, is it is ever changing, ever flowing. Okay, so I have one random one here. I promise I am still going up this little line. But I figured I would get these random stitches in too. The downside of trying to get to it, I do this with the leaves too, and I had a feeling it was going to come up with the fairy, and I think I'm going to be right, is that it just takes so much longer to get stitches in because it's one, put some away, one, put some away. And I do recognize with the floss drops or the cards that it would probably be faster to do it. But I don't like all my threads out and about, especially with the kitten. Oh my goodness, the kitten goes crazy with thread. That sure is a long way to drag this thread. I think I'm going to end it. It's kind of, I didn't pin it, so I've got to drag it under. Makes it so bulky. Don't get too bulky, little fairy. Although I guess maybe if she's bulky and kind of pops out a little bit, wouldn't be the end of the world, would it? Even though for me, the dragon is the focus of the piece, she's definitely a part of it. I contemplated not stitching the fairy, believe it or not. But I just decided, you know what, the piece makes more sense with her in it being called Curiosity. Just having the dragon stare off into the void didn't make as much sense to me. So, curious, rather than the dragon being curious and contemplating his life choices, I guess, we'll just have him still be curious with the fairy. Oh, gosh. Okay. Oh, all right. You know what? It'll be great. I'm getting some of our wing in. Not the wing that I'm going to end with. I was going to, because I cannot, the way I'm stitching this, the way I would end the piece, which isn't going to happen for like another year, don't get me wrong, or more. I just can't end with the leaves. It's probably my least favorite part to stitch on this piece. Even though they look great, I just don't want to end it with that. So I was going to stitch the fairy, but leave the main part of her wings undone so that I could stitch those last. Give her some flight to finish the piece. I thought that was cool symbolic gesture, I guess. Yeah, given if I could, I would have just ended with the dragon, but the dragon is the main part of the piece. I thought about doing his head last, but just having a headless dragon felt strange too. Isn't it weird how we connect with our pieces? Okay. Now I've got 3072. Another fascinating color that we won't be able to see. 3072. Oh, that's what I was going to tell you guys. I did go the other day. I found a color I didn't have that I hadn't kitted up yet. I had to go get it. I guess it's only in the fairy 794 and didn't own it either. So I actually had to go get it. It's coming across turquoise there, but it is like an ice blue, like that deep ice, not the clear ice, but you know, the deep ice blue. Steely gray blue, I guess. This one is white with just the hint of sage green. That's exactly. See, this one came to me easily enough. I don't know why I can describe this white color, but not the other one. Why is this one out? This one popped out and wanted attention, I guess. So 3070 is what I'm working on. All right, let's, I've only got 6 stitches and I see 4 of them. Nope, the other 2 are on the other side. So we'll get these 4 done. Okay, we are at 1, 2 down and 1 over. So 2. I'm going to need you to move, thread. Thank you very much. Did I just bump the microphone? Sorry. 1, 2 down, 1 over. Wait, was it 2? No, it was skip 2 and then it's 3. 1, 2, 3, 1 over. There we go. Oh, well, I hope your doggo's okay, Leslie. Thank you so much for keeping me company. I appreciate you stopping by and chatting with me. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. And good luck on your Thomas Kincaid piece. And all the others. I'm going to pop up here now, drag the thread, I think it'll be all right. And then I'm going to, oh, there's a knot again. I think sometimes maybe I just go too fast. And then I unthreaded the needle. That's not going to help. There we go. Knot removed. Easy. That one was easy. I think I'm going to have another sip of my coffee. My cold coffee. All right, the needle's threaded. Can I find where I was working with this light color? Oh boy. I don't know why this one wants to keep knotting. There we go. All right, up we go. I wonder about these stitches sometimes, the ones that just are nothing. I know it probably gives it some depth, so even if you can't see it necessarily on the fabric, it's still lifting it up a little bit. I always wonder if I didn't stitch it, would it matter? It probably would. It would probably look like a weird break in the piece. That's what I have to tell myself to encourage myself to stitch these colors that you just can't see. Because I think it would be way too easy for me to skip them. Okay. That's it for this color for now. Okay, next we have 3860. I like that color. I say that a lot, don't I? I like a lot of colors. I like color. Mauve, I would say. Leaning slightly more towards the brown than the pink. Here we go. Threaded. I was going to say complete, but that's not true. Definitely not true. How do I want to do this? I think I'm going to start this one. First, I'm going to cut this tail. No floating tails, please and thank you. Okay, I think I'm going to start this one over here. There is a method to this madness, I promise. I say, ever so hopefully, that it all comes together and makes sense. Oh gosh, time is going actually kind of fast today. So I think I'm going to end this in about 25 minutes. Boy, I tell you, I'm not getting the 250 stitches on this stream, that's for sure. I think having Leslie come and visit and chat with me made it just fly by. Holy cow, it's gone so fast. Okay, here we go. That's that little group. Now I come up into the section that I'm working on to try and get further up. I'm starting to think I've put stitches in the wrong place. Oh boy. Those two white stitches I put in the wrong spot. Alright, well, I'm just going to stitch over this. No, Okay, no, I'm gonna do the dreaded frog. I put him in the wrong spot. Wah, wah, wah. It's okay. We got this. I can't even see the stitches that I've put over here. Oh well. I know that those two are in the wrong spot, but I've got them pulled out. Sort of. I think I'm going to cut this because I don't know where it's headed. Okay. Now I'm going to put this stitch in the correct spot. I'll have to pull that color back out. That white green, white sage green. Put those two stitches back in. Two steps forward, one step back today. That's okay. I'll get there. Okay. I'm looking in the light. I guess I see those other stitches. I guess they're there. Unclear. Now I feel like I have a knot, but I don't. Guess I was just thinking this piece is longer than it is. And rolled in my panic to get those stitches. Everybody panic. Oops. Now I'm panic hitting buttons. Okay, here we go. Back on track. We got this. It's fine. It was an easily fixed mistake. My headache, however, is coming back. So find another way to deal with that. Might be medicine time. Try not to take medicine for it, if I can help it. Doesn't always work out though, does it? Okay. It says I have 7 more stitches, but I have 1 more stitch in this grouping. And it is right here. Double check that there's not any across the way. Oh, good thing I did that. There are some. So I'm not ending it. Taking it across the little fairy's leg. And then I am going... Alright, so I've got 2 stitches. Oh gracious. I think I see another mistake, which is not good. Diagonal, diagonal. Oh, brother. This is why I always have to, I can't just go rogue and try and do other things, because stuff like this happens. I have 3 stitches here. I only have 2 marked. I have, makes me worried. Let's check some things really fast to see. 1, 2, 3, 4 diagonal from here. So 1, 2. So that is correct. I don't know what stitch I put there. I have a rogue stitch. Why did I put that there? Oh, I see. Maybe? Alright, well, let's take care of this stitch. I would like to say I don't think I'm normally this disorganized when it comes to stitching, but I guess we'll find out as my live streams continue, won't we? Because maybe I am just this. Maybe that's why I don't like samplers, is because I get off by 1 stitch and my brain just says nope. 1 stitch off, can't complete, can't compute. Okay, theory, these are all in the correct place. Cross your fingers for me. Okay, I did say I need to go back and do those 2 stitches again, the white sage stitches. So what color was that? $30.72. Let's put these 2 in where they belong. Okay. Okay, so far so good. Riveting stitching of putting in what appears to be absolutely Alright, I pinned the first one, and now because I'm only doing 2, I've got to pin the one right next to it, which isn't my favorite because it can make it look really bulky sometimes, but I think in the grand scheme of things, when you get away from just the tiny little focus, that you won't even see it. And I want to pin it because I really don't want it to unravel, for sure. Okay. Oh, luckily it came unthreaded when I was already going to pull it out. Okay, here we go. Have another sip of my coffee. Maybe that'll help me focus. Is that true? Does coffee help you focus? I used to never drink this stuff until I had kids. Now I need it to survive. Okay. I'm still very unclear what exactly I'm stitching right now. Okay. It's the tip of her wing. I just have to let it go. Okay, here we go. Symbol. Not that one. 4 stitches on the entire page. All spread out. Fantastic. 640. See, this is not a color I thought was happening in this portion of the piece. So this one is definitely a green. Shows you what I know about color theory. I've seen that in some floss tubers where, you know, you're putting purple in the faces, in the shadows, and you don't think about it when you're just looking, you're like, that doesn't make any sense. Why would I ever put purple in somebody's face? But if you actually look at a shadow, there's quite a, especially on someone's face, there's quite a bit of purple. That's why artists are so clever. They see that. I've really had to start training my brain to see that because I don't see that. Especially when you're doing realistic artwork. Because I am not a painter. That's obviously by my color descriptions of the thread. But I was trying to do some painting just to try and release some creativity and learning about the colors and when you place colors where. Or if you go look at famous artworks and try and look closely at the colors that they put in to make something look the way it does is just fascinating to me. And how putting in colors that don't make any sense if you say it out loud, but then you step back from it and see that it works perfectly is amazing. I think that's why I like Monet, because when you're up close to his pieces, they don't make any sense. And it's not until you step back that it all makes sense and comes together. I like that. There's probably a lesson in that, to step back and look at the bigger picture sometimes. Although it's good to remember the small stuff too sometimes, isn't it? It's not always all about the bigger picture. This is so far away. I'm going to drag the thread so far. Do I just end it? Oh, no. And then I've just got one thread. I'm going to drag it. I'm going to regret this. It's going to make this so bulky. But also just having one thread or one cross stitch, I try not to do because it's so, I don't want it to come out. Man, my head is starting to really throb. That's okay. We will get there. All right, it says I have one more. So before I anchor this down, I'm going to look where it is. It is all the way on the other side. I'm going to have so many single stitches on that side. It's going to be, okay, put in one stitch, next color, put in one stitch, the next color. But it's got to be done. It's how it's charted. And I certainly have never tried charting anything. That's an interesting question. I wonder how many cross stitchers have tried their own charts. I know they make software for it now, so that number is going to go up, especially with AI and things like that. I have a feeling that number is going to go up quite a bit. All right, I gotta zoom in a little because it's getting hard to tap the stitches. One stitch of this creamy white color, 3866, because they like to make me insane. 3866 is, yep, creamy white, milk color, whole milk. Well, you know how 2% milk kind of has like a blue tinge to it sometimes? This one doesn't. This one is more probably whole milk color. Oh, another fascinating description brought to you by me. Put together compilation? No, that's not there. Compilation. There it is. I knew I'd find it. Put together a compilation of me describing colors. That would be awful. Oh no. Okay, here we go with the one stitch that I was just telling you I try to never do. I can't help it if they chart it in though. I can help it if it's not charted that way, but one single stitch that pretty much exactly matches the color of my even weave. Oh my goodness. That's not their fault, but still, I mean, I can't see this at all. I'm gonna step back. Never even gonna know what's there. Whew. I saved it. I saved the piece. The piece is now gonna be complete. Not ruined. I'm sure of it. There would always be that, oh, something just is missing. That one stitch that we can't see. It's now you can tell this one wasn't mine because it's got needles in it, and yeah. I don't know how much this color gets used. I know I haven't used it too much. Pops up every once in a while. Mark that one off. Whew, good thing. All right, this one actually has a few stitches. 3861. Ooh, the dusty rose, dusky purple color. Dusky purple. That's a pretty good description, I think. Because that couldn't be several colors, dusky purple. Oh gosh. Okay. Ooh, I like this one though. It is light. Maybe wouldn't immediately notice it, but it is at least going to be noticeable. So that's good. I love it when I can actually see something that I stitched. Definitely feels like I'm accomplishing something instead of nothing. Get in there, little thread. Haha. Sometimes you just have to remind it what you want it to do. Okay. So this one's a little interesting in where I'm going to start. Okay, I think I have a plan. So I'm going to start it over here. Oh, well, it helps if you don't pull the thread all the way through. Don't do that. That's not how we cross stitch. Oh, goodness. That's my doggo. Give it a nice shake. Moving on with her day. Nap is complete. Now must go nap in another area. Although I'll tell you what, stitching this right next to some really dark colors, I'm not sure that you really do see it all that much. Oh, okay. Once you get the, because I'm doing 1/1, once you get both legs of the cross in, you can kind of see it. I'm telling myself you can see it so that I don't go insane. I don't know how you folks do these light colored pieces. I think Yogi's doing a piece that is just mostly pale colors. I don't know how. Whew. Whew. Maybe if I had a darker fabric so that you could see it a little bit better. Maybe. Okay, here we go. All right, find that one random light stitch that I did and put a stitch on top of it. What am I clicking around on my desk? the scissors. Okay. And then, see, what you can even see it. Oh well. I think I'll get there. I'll get to the point. That's probably my next real focus, is trying to find a camera and maybe some lighting, I guess, to light up the area that I'm working in. But it'll all come together slowly but surely as I figure out what I want to do with this channel, where I'm going with it. Because that's what it really comes down to, is what are we doing here? The ultimate question. What are we doing? Kind of missing. See, every time. I really hope this fairy doesn't start having leaf feels to me. I'm really missing working on the big bulky parts of the dragon. I am ready to work on this dragon again. I marked off a stitch that I did not do. So let's do that stitch. Oh no, I just stitched in a piece of pet hair. That one's not coming out. It's staying. That one's staying. Alright, up here by these 2 invisible stitches, I'm doing 3 stitches. Okay. Yeah, when you get them in a nice little group, you can see them fairly well, but just as individual stitches, they do kind of disappear. Okay. Now I have 2 up here. And then I only have 1 more stitch before I'm going into a different page. Even though this one isn't finished, I'm kind of breaking my own rules here. And I will be going up into the other page to try and connect this fairy. So there's 1. Here's, oops, it helps if you don't undo the leg that you just did. Here's 2. It's funny how some colors look different too, based on what colors they are beside. Color theory. There's so much to talk about and learn, and I just don't know very much about it. Alright, that's it for this one. It says that there's, 10 more. No, 8 more after I mark off. Oh yeah, they're all on the other side. Hey, I'll take it. At least it's not just 1 stitch over there. I'll take it. It's very exciting. put this one away. And that last stitch before I move into the next page will be, it's the only one on this page, 647. It's another pale green. This one moves into kind of the sage, but this one's going to be hard to see just as a single stitch. I have a feeling. Not as much as those creamy whites, but see if I can get this last one in before I have to go. But if I rush it too much, I will make big mistakes. I've learned that. Oh boy, have I learned that. I'm nervous too because I found some mistakes down here and I'm worried. Hopefully you won't be able to tell. Nobody will know. I won't mention them anymore. It's like they never existed. Oh, see, I'm trying to rush and I can't even get it threaded. It doesn't want to thread. You know, little thread, if you would go in the needle, aha, see? Okay. One stitch. And then we'll go ahead and end for today. One stitch. What an epic ending, right? One little tiny, can't see it stitch. I can't laugh as much when I'm doing it. Okay. Here we go. And, oh, I accidentally pinned down the tail. I don't want it to be too tight, but I want it to look like an X, and pin this down. Okay, that is that. So next time, it is Friday. I'm not sure if I'm going to try and stream this weekend. This is something I have to contemplate and try and figure out with my family dynamics and things like that. So, but for sure, I will be back on Monday, I think, barring any catastrophes. So, let's look at what we accomplished today. Today, I did get some of the yellows in, so some more of the dragon plates, and I've worked in random row little stitches up in the end of the fairy wing. And I am sitting at, oh, I did better than I thought I did. I got 150 stitches in. So I have exactly 100 stitches left today. So not too shabby. Thank you so much for joining me today. It was so fun to chat and hang out, and it really helps to have some fun while meeting these goals. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you later. Goodbye. And then I forget it.